What if your story could ignite a movement? At New Solutions Network, we merge truth, resilience, and reinvention, fueling shows that cut past the noise and light up what really matters: human potential. Police, athletes, survivors, incarcerated folks, visionaries, we bring raw, real voices the world needs to hear. Want to share your story? Want to sponsor change? Now is the time. New Solutions Network, unlocking the future, one voice at a time. Hi there, and welcome to the Natanya Experience. I have with me today two imported fancy imports from the Midwest. With me today, some real life heroes. I'm going to be corny. I'm going to get right into it. Um, Two men who are going to introduce themselves in a moment and tell you how they came together to create a platform for the youth, which is basically why we're all here, right? We're getting up there in our ages, and we're trying to make this world a little better for them. They got a little bit of a rough go on a lot of levels, and giving them ways to express themselves and have a deep history, both of you helping a lot of others in a lot of different ways. So I don't know who wants to start. I know that Tone is desperate to start, but maybe we'll start with Coach Mo since he was prepped a little bit and loves interviews 10% more.
Yeah, oh, love it. He loves it.
No.
Okay.
Tell us a little
Thank
bit
you.
about.
Appreciate
I know
that.
you've had a lot of jobs from coaching and as an educator and behavioral work, but give us a little bit of a background. Remember, keep it. Remember, we've got young people here, and like you got to keep it
Okay.
tight.
Gotta keep it. I gotta keep it going. Okay. All right.
You
Keep it
got a
So
little
lit,
my
Mo.
runway there, so
Keep it lit, Mo.
keep it lit.
well,
But like,
I've always worked with kids. That's been what I think my calling is. So I started coaching sports 28 years. That's why I get to coach Mo. But now me and Tone, we have really focused on coaching more of job and workforce development. So in TV and radio broadcasting. So I've always worked with chronic behavior students, those who have been JDC bound. So that's kind of what it is. My whole goal is to make sure that I leave a place better than I found it. And I want our youth to be able to have, a different disposition about life. Know that there are ways that they can succeed and ways that they can compete in this world in a positive way and win.
and gosh, I wish there was more folks like you. Want to tell them where you are in exotic Kansas?
Oh, we are in the middle of the map in God's country, Kansas City, Kansas.
Kansas, holding down the
Yeah.
fort. So nice
Yes.
to
Right.
anchor. Amazing. Thank you so much. And right, Tone. Now the band-aid's ripped off. You're up.
I'm Tom Henderson. I've been doing music for a long time. I worked with LaFace. I worked with a lot of different labels. I did a lot of marketing and promotion for a lot of different artists, and I just I know a lot about the music to where now I just want to make sure everybody understand they side of music, like how you could do music and be your own boss. You don't really need a record label, and that's where how me and Moses came to the fore. And we just want to teach the kids you could do it. It's a whole new era. Everybody their own boss now.
No, it's incredible. In fact, I just very recently participated in an incredible program here at the City University of New York, the CUNY system, we call it. It's called the Black Male Initiative, and it was it's a 20-year celebration of that. But in that, they were hosting some new artists in residence, including Mr. McDaniels himself and some other folks to bring the business side of the music into the schools and also the financial literacy, right? Around like, well, what do you do? Like, where do you get money from? What do you do when you get that first money and how that all works together? And a lot of times, I mean, I don't want to bring up the most scandalous things in the news, but let's just say everyone's quite aware of a lot of what's been dominating the headlines about the predatory nature of the music industry, especially
Hmm.
for young people of color and in that way, right? And the sort of like sharks eating the sharks eating the sharks and the whole system around it. And here are you two who have a healthy balance of understanding a layer. And I'm sure, I mean, I'm not going to put you on the spot to give us any samples or anything, but talent and artistry mixed with business acumen, mixed with a desire to serve others. And when you said, Coach, you were like, oh, kids headed for, you said an acronym. For those who might not know what that is, we're talking about juvenile detention centers, and we're talking about kids who, quite frankly, statistically, if someone doesn't intervene at that point in their life, they could be quite a danger to themselves or others. And yet now, instead of not only being a danger to themselves or others, they're going to flourish. They're going to elevate. They're going to elevate those around them. Their whole life is now limitless, and all the people they could impact and help share, grow, create, what have you. So I just want to say thank you most sincerely. We do act silly here, but what you do is really important work. Let's talk about the club. Dun, dun, Jenna. Dun, dun, come on. How did
Jegna
it
Klub.
start? Yeah. How did Jenna Club get
Jegna
started?
Klub. Well, so I started the nonprofit as an after school program. We
Mm,
were doing an after school program for youth, for boys and girls, and it kind of started that way. And then COVID came. So during COVID, we were trying to figure out some ways to help the community. And so that's how the nonprofit started, Jegna Klub. The word Jegna is an Ethiopian word that means protector, provider, one who speaks truth to power. So it's more about protecting our community, protecting our youth, and then making sure that we can get culture keepers. We can keep the culture that we want to have. That's kind of how that came the name.
right.
And then as we started moving, Tone came. I met Tone, and we got to talking about what field can we actually put toward our youth that they could be successful in. And the world is moving to digital media. There's a digital footprint for everything.
Yep.
So it just made sense that my background in TV broadcast and his background with radio and music, we put it together. Now that's how Jegna Klub came apart.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And some of the products, so some of the projects are around giving youth to create, right, their own programming. They learn like the
Oh
business.
yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about some of the active, like kinds of projects that you guys do in the club?
Oh yes. So we had a Jennifer's Worldwide Radio. That's a radio show that's now through the Ryan Show, FM broadcast on 150 stations globally.
I should
Um,
probably make the announcement of, so New Solutions, that's the Ryan Show, that's Jenna Club. We're all
yes,
partners here, but we're trying to talk
yes,
about it in this interview so others can know about
yes,
all this incredible stuff. So full disclosure, I know some of it. I'm just trying
yes.
to get it all told. I'm like, do you know
So
you work with him? I'm like, yes, but
that's one of the major projects, and the youth are able to be creative. That's really what this is about, to give them a voice, give
mhm,
them a way to create, give them a voice, let them feel vested. All of us know that when you feel like you're a part of something and you feel like you're heard, you make better choices, and then you see we want them to see that there is a future and you have a say in the future. So the Jennifer's Worldwide Radio is one of our major platforms. It comes from our Connecting the Dots internship program. And so that the kids work on it. They're creating the stories. They're doing the interviews. They're doing the editing. They have gotten the skills to do the full production of the set. They even edit the music so that it is radio edited. They edit the songs that we play on there. So that's a
amazing.
big part of it. Today, we have a monthly Economic Independence Academy workshop. This is where we teach financial literacy. This is where they learn about the stock market. They learn about trading. They learn about home ownership. They learn about real estate development. They learn about loans, interest rates, all those this financial keys, so they can understand and have a step in the future. So those are two of the things we do. We also have a television network. It's an app, so it's available on Roku, Apple, Google, and then your Android on your phone. So that's another part that gives them opportunity to actually see themselves, see the work, upload it. And then our biggest thing is giving them stackable credentials. That means they're right now working toward college readiness if they want to go to college, but then also they're working on post-secondary wages. Now, because you have resume building experiences, because everything is work-based learning, you have resume building experiences. If you enter into the workforce, you're not entering at minimum wage you're entering at a higher wage. So that's the biggest thing about our program. And I think those are the staples that we do. And along with Tone coming in and making sure they know the business side of things, they understand how to be their own boss, where they can be an entrepreneur, but they can be their own boss, making sure that they understand that that's equipping them with some success.
And then Tone, you just say what he said. What he said. That's it. You're safe. We're being silly. This is heavy stuff. A lot of these kids, without you guys and without these programs, we're not going to go there, but we'll say that this is a model I would love. And that's partly why thank you for agreeing to do this interview. Tone is not one for a lot of interviews. I really just wanted to be able to shout it out louder. We've gotten to see some of the things from early in our partnership. We're going to try and explore more together and expand this out. But I also think that there are other smaller programs that don't integrate maybe as many dimensions as you have, especially around the financial side, which is why we were talking about that before. But this could become a model, for other programs across the nation, and or a feeder if you want to bring them through you. And we can, we're going to talk about that offline, but I just feel like this is the way we help the next generation in a real way. It's not just, oh, we're older, we've done this stuff, listen to me. It's, here, I'm giving you the tools to create a fire to completely change your evolutionary destiny. And that is so beautiful. So the more resources we can bring, and eyeballs and contributors and young people, I think there's also a lot from the psychology side around whether you come from hardship or not, as you're moving through this world with warring nations and geopolitical stuff and racial tensions and sexual identities wars and all these things that are going on all around, where people have different feelings or cultures, maybe than their parents, maybe than their classmates, you give them a space to kind of work out their feelings, even if they produce something that they don't necessarily even feel the same way about after. You've given them that place to process that. So in that way, we were talking before we went on camera about, to me, this is therapy. This is a therapeutic art.
Yeah.
Just in the way that, a rapper will say, when I write, I'm expressing, where art therapy is a discipline in and of itself. Usually it's traditionally with like art, creating, sorry, I couldn't think of the word, with your hand. Remember our brain injuries. Sometimes I still forget words. Meaning expressive in that kind of mediums, but there's also dance therapy, so that this to me is a combination of all those good things. It helps them feel seen and heard, but also, developing your voice, your style, like your communication. Like you said, maybe the one person who thought they really wanted to be a broadcaster finds out that actually it's editing that really they seem to be really excited about, and that's where they wind up saying, well, you know what, and I got this new tool, and they just kind of fall into those things. But you're giving them, it's almost like you're giving them this entire incubator to kind of feel all the roles and then figure out which ones they like, and or no, like that's not for me, but now I need to know a guy who does that for what I want to do, or whatever that is. And that it's practical, and that, like you said, we're dealing with things where maybe there's not generational wealth, for lack of a better word. So you're helping people be able to take care of themselves in society, and hopefully then be able to provide for their families and their generations to come, which is that's a huge thing. So just, I'm in so awe of you. I have to make jokes to keep it light because it's supposed to be entertainment.
That's
Yes,
kind of
we
how
Wasn't
have
how
to.
much Tony.
that's kind of how I look at music every day. Like I've been doing music for so long, but even with my everyday clients on the music side, even with them, like every client I have, I look at it like I'm not trying to hold no information from you. I want to show you how to do it so you could be able to do it for yourself. Tone not gonna be here out forever, But as much game as I could give away while I'm here, and everybody can look at it from a different aspect and be their own boss. Like even when I started off, I used to want to be a DJ, and then after I started, I was like, man, if I'm gonna be a DJ, I might as well just get my own network. Then I wanted to do video, and I'm like, if I'm gonna do video, I might as well get my own network and do that. Like it ain't really that hard. It just take the time, and you got to have the dedication and a lot of grind, and it's gonna work out.
Well, I think, you're being very humble about it. It's hard work, but when you're into it, you want to do it. I think there's that too, right? Like, so they want to please you. That's another thing. They have like a role model of somebody who's like, you don't have to do those jobs that you're doing for them, and that they're getting that expert advice, a consigliere right there on demand, who's done all the things that they're trying to do, and they can kind of sort it out. And I think it's your coaching days. I like that, the analogy there with the sports coaching as well. This is coaching of the mind of a different way, right? And
Yeah.
I challenge myself
you
every
know
day to either be greater every day or to learn something new and do something different. I just didn't want to just do music and work on rap projects and R&B projects. I'd rather do stuff that's gonna take me further, to make me challenge myself to keep going. That's why
and one of the
Yeah.
other things we
I
noticed.
play behind the scenes the better.
Hey, the behind the well, right, that's why this whole interview was pulling teeth to get you to come on camera.
Right.
I had no awareness of you behind the scenes. Uh, but we got to do one so they know this is real. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing. No, because I know, and I know, and the thing is, we do want to put the kids out in front. I mean, that's really the
Yeah.
point. But the oldies got to know that this is behind the scenes, because we want to make sure we also put awareness from any kind of support and sponsor and organizations that can help just make things a little easier, whether they be equipment based or subject matter course, but or we were talking a little bit about different ways that we've been able to help groups help each other, get a little bit more of a resource. Maybe it's other stuff like, one of the groups we do school supply and backpacks. And other ones we do, other kinds of tech enablement things, because whatever is needed in a certain community, and then someone else has that hookup. So then we like pass around, oh, your organization does this. I know a guy. And it sounds crazy, but that's kind of what the like the nonprofit, like who work really hands on, that's what we need, because making a benefit dinner is not the way to go anymore with nonprofits. So
Yeah.
thank you for obliging me this interview, because that's a lot of what we're trying to do. What everyone really cares about is the kids, and of course we're going to show them most and foremost, besides our
Yeah.
oldie faces. And we're going to be having exciting things coming out together. The Ryan Show, yes, we are. I forget how many radio stations you said. Yes, I should know. A lot of radio stations syndicated, and we're expanding into 26 further. So you're going to see more Jegna Klub, New Solutions, collaborations coming up, and some of our other really fun friends. And like I said, it's a time when most of the headlines are dominating the horror stories. It's really, 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 really exciting, and I'm really proud to be able to kind of champion these kind of stories, so that people have somewhere to look at what is humanity, so that someone who's a little ahead, and quite frankly, there is a lot of folks who, I don't want to say they're past their prime, but let's just say they might not be as active as they used to be in the business, and to know that there are places like this that can, like, that would receive them very happily, and their knowledge and their wisdom, and that like that's what I was talking about, the artists in residence and visiting, and universities more and more looking at all of the structure around how do you get your voice, your essence, yourself to matter with, sorry, I'm going to say, whether it's violence, whether it's addiction, whether it's drugs, or other kinds of things that pull on kids when they don't feel like they're anchored down. And, so I really think that what you guys do is help keep a lot of kids and families and communities healthy, happy, and here for generations to come. So as a parent, as an advocate in mental health, nonprofit, and working with, disadvantaged communities, just thank you both seriously for everything that you do. Thank you for helping us stay cool and relevant in our generations with these young people, and finding a place to pass it on. And I just can't wait for all the content. I was also thinking it might be fun to have like a roasting, like a gentle roast battle as one of the themes for the kids.
Okay.
Like Ryan, he can hear us. He's producing backstage, right? Like have them roast Ryan. What's it like to be an intern for New Solutions? And we want, we want to keep it light too, and let people feel like they can say their truth. And so stay tuned for more fun stuff.
Okay. We're looking forward to it.